Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be reacting to Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 5. They know where they have a tracker on them, it's going to the path. I am stressed. I'm also very, very warm. There is a fan and I'm very sorry, it makes a noise. I don't know how to stop it, but if I didn't have the fan I would not be able to react to this for a few days, and I need to do my reacting, so fingers crossed it's okay. I love this show. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go! Memory. This is so awful seeing them do this so playfully, knowing how many times they're going to do it with not playfulness. Grand Inquisitor's not dead! Or is he being revived currently? The little girl they've saved is going to be the source of hope for the whole galaxy. Hurry, please. Your worst fear is literally racing towards you faster than the speed of light. The thing I actually did want to say quickly was that someone pointed out to me that Darth Vader can never find out that Leia is his daughter because he doesn't know in the movies, which is fair enough. I didn't know whether there was any theories about whether he maybe had inklings or not. So the question I did want to know was when in the movies, at what point does he learn Luke is his son so that he can say, I am your father? When does he learn that? And when does he learn about... Yeah. Because I trained him. It's just kind of reminding him of some of the red flags and warning signs that were there. They came here to be safe. So when they speak, it's really quiet, and when it's actiony, it's very loud. He's stepping back into his old ways. This is epically awful. Oh, she's gonna find Lola. Oh. The way she just heard what needed to be done and said, I'm going to need a ladder. This angel.
You trust me? I trust her. Get her the ladder.
Oh, this is her first time of helping the resistance. Oh. I love that even then he's willing to go and try and protect the boy if the worst were to come and Vader were to learn of them. Yeah, you use that pain, that mistake, that tragedy that you did, and you give your life. Exactly, you can't save Anakin, but you can fight to make the world a place his children can thrive in. Well, admittedly the children will be the ones to make it a world they can thrive in, but... She's just like, am I the only person finding that the voices are speaking so quietly, and then the sound effects are so loud? She knew him as Anakin. Unless... Fuck. He went for it. And now you're loyal to him? Or are you loyal to him to try and get close enough to kill him? Holy shit! Holy shit. Fuck. This explains how she's not going to stay being Grand Inquisitor, to be fair. That was epic, because I was sort of, thinking oh, she knew about Anakin still from the younglings, but she just ended up joining the Inquisitors, and that was kind of how she got brainwashed into it. But I love the fact that she's been hunting him this entire time. Definitely makes you think that she's going to try to kill Anakin and fail to kill Anakin, and then try to kill Vader and fail to kill Vader, and then they will resurrect the old Inquisitor who's probably being resurrected right now, and being punished for having failed or whatever. So, yeah, this twist, everything. There are different types of learning to resist. Hers is a very selfish one. Not the healthiest version, but I guess Again, I know I keep pausing these very tense moments. I'm leaving it at this volume, so if, when you're watching this, if you're watching this in the unedited version, it's fine. I'm really sorry to keep going on about it. I'll edit it out, the edited version. If you, I don't know, like I don't want to speak really loud and start shouting at the screens. I'm going to speak in my normal volume. But the action scenes are so loud, and when they speak so softly. Oh God. Do we have another set of doors we can close? Everyone is so good. This is what a heroes do. Despite everything he's suffered, he still fights and risks his life to protect people. Nedby! Oh, I didn't think she was gonna survive. But maybe we can say Nedby will go down with her. I think Tala knew what she was risking. Oh, and her faithful droid. Maybe when you have to go, you think you have to seal the pass. So many people sacrifice everything for the cause.
May the Force be with you.
Oh. I had a feeling she wouldn't be surviving and that she'd go out in a really heroic way. You did everything you could. She knew the risks. You can't take the sacrifice from her. You can make it count for something and save these people.
Kenobi is already ours.
Jesus. I love this scene being juxtaposed with what's happening in the episode. Is he gonna surrender to protect everybody else? Fucking hell. Is he gonna try and appeal to her again? Oof. They obviously fail if they try, but this isn't the fight for her right now. It's very true. Anakin is not one for grand master plans a lot of the time when he has emotions blinding his judgment. And if it is her time, she dies. Unless maybe she ends up out there somewhere, struggling with the fact that she's been so sort of fake loyal to the Empire for so long.
The weapon's gone.
Doesn't always need a weapon to win. This is horrible.
No need for
If only they could have seen what Palpatine was doing and seen his other needs. He's so close to his daughter and he has no clue. Can she fix it? She has Lola back. She saved the day for all these people. Her first time of doing something to save the rebellion. Bless her. Oh Lord, close the door, 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 close the door tightly.
Where's Tala?
Fucking hell. Yes, there was a decoy. Oh, thank God there was a decoy. He loved you so much and wanted to help you so much. Is she gonna go for it? Oh my God. You aren't stronger than him. This was not your moment, you fool. He's not even bothering with his lightsaber right now. That should tell you something. He is terrifying. Fuck, this is not where I thought we would be at the end of this episode when it started. Oh Lord. Yep. Just like that day. Fuck.
Did you really believe I did not see it, youngling?
Fuck.
Of further use.
Yep, and here comes the real Grand Inquisitor. Fuck. You did your best. Oh lord. Crawl to the backfill tank. You can get there. I still don't like you because of the things you've been willing to do to get your revenge are not worth it, but I like you much more than I did. And I support your quest for vengeance. Oh no, it was his message device! Oh, of course, that's why you gave it to him. She'll use the children to get to him, won't she? If she can, or she'll try. Maybe I don't want her to call to the back of the tank. You stay sleeping soundly, there's no scary things in this galaxy, okay? Not for 10 more years. This show is phenomenal! Oh, I loved the flashback scene with... I mean, the CGI was... You could kind of tell that they were older, but I absolutely loved it. I love seeing the parallels between that and how they are now, and the parallels between how Anakin's faults were there all the way through, but you kind of think they're just something that can be worked through, and instead they're his downfall. Everything. The twist that the third sister was actually working, hunting Anakin this whole time, I absolutely loved. Because you could totally see the path of her. The path that was the most obvious path was she was abandoned, like the Jedi, like she ran and she escaped the temple. She never came into contact with Anakin doing his slaughtering or anything like that. She just survived and then ended up working with the Inquisitors because she hated the Jedi because they were never there for her, or they told her they'd protect her and took her from her family, and then they all died. But this makes so much more sense, and it adds so many layers to her character. I can remember way back when talking about like the journey we were going to go on with her character, and I can remember being a bit like, she's just like the villain who wants power. What? So I love that this is her journey. Now, I still maintain that I do not like her. I like her as a character. I really, really enjoy her character, and especially now with the extra layers. But in terms of like, I'm not going to be cheering her on because she is willing to hurt people to get to her goal. She is willing to cause pain on others to get her goal of revenge. Whereas if she was trying to protect, if her goal had been to turn that revenge into stopping anybody else from suffering in the way she had, I would love and support her. And I definitely feel like she's off to Tatooine to try and figure out what's up with these children and getting to him and the children. Is she going to twig about what it means with the children? I don't know how she could twig, because Padme's pregnancy and Anakin being the father wasn't public knowledge, but she might twig that there is a concern that he might discover something about children, and there is a boy, and if you pop to Tatooine and you know he was Anakin Skywalker and you go check on the Skywalker farm and there's a boy same age as Leia, it could be a thing. I don't know how far she's going to go with it, but obviously something is going to happen there. Very intrigued. She's not dead because there's a backfill tank on the planet that they healed Obi-Wan in, so she'll just get there and she'll heal herself right up, and then she'll find a ship. I don't know exactly the logistics, but that twist was everything when Obi-Wan realised it, and then him being able to use her. He did kind of use her, but he also gave her what she wanted, which was an opportunity to try and kill Vader. There was every chance that she would just be like, I'm going to kill Vader, I'm going to kill Vader, I'm going to kill Vader, and just never go through with it, because when is the perfect chance? This was as good of a chance as she was going to get, but realistically, she'd have needed to like surprise him while he was asleep or something if she wanted to beat him, because he is Darth Vader. She needed to drug him first, you know, like, so that was an excellent twist, and Obi-Wan using it to help them all escape, brilliant. I also absolutely adored Leia being the one that, like, going into the vent and helping to fix the breaker so that they could escape. Her first time of helping out the rebellion, of being there, of being sort of the one to save the day and the one to bring that moment of hope to everybody, and that's going to be her life. It's very, very special to watch. Tala's death, awful. I thought she was going to die at some point. I mean, I hoped she wouldn't die. I very, very much didn't want her to die. But she's the kind of character, especially when we touched on just what atrocities she was part of with the Empire. Unknowingly, but she was still part of them. The fact that she dedicated her entire life to righting that wrong is everything. It makes her a character you 100% support, and yet it makes it a lot more tragic. Oh, just such a good episode. All of it, like Obi-Wan being willing to sacrifice himself for The people, Anakin, Vader, I want to call him Anakin because I know it would annoy him, Anakin counting on the fact that he would sacrifice himself, but Obi-Wan yet again being like, all he sees is his drive for victory, and I have a plan within a plan within a plan. Now, obviously it was still a risky plan, because the Grand Inquisitor could have been like, fuck that. This isn't the time I'm going to get my revenge on him. I have that plan in 3 nights, and he's going to be asleep after a nice warm bath, and I'm going to drug him. You know, she could have had a whole plan and not been into his idea. So I really loved that. I love the fact that they used the decoy ship, because when he ripped parts of that ship apart, I was like, well, how the fuck are these rebels escaping now? These innocent people. But obviously they had a decoy. Obi-Wan is so smart, and he's so driven to helping people, and I absolutely love that. I love that he used that, the knowledge that they were like, oh my god, Obi-Wan's all weak and jail-like, and he wants to help people, and he took that knowledge and he flipped it on them and he used it against them. The moment as well when she asked him, would you kill Anakin? Could you kill Anakin? I think part of him would have been really, really, really relieved if she had killed him, because he would know that the threat of Darth Vader is gone. He would know that he's not hurting anybody else, that Anakin is no longer this dark, evil force, but he wouldn't have been the one to do it. I don't think at this point it is hard to deal that final blow. He couldn't do it way back when. So yeah, such a good episode. I really am excited for... There's only 1 episode left, right? Is there going to be another series of this show? Because I would watch it. And is Leia going to meet Luke and they're just not going to remember that they met? Or is he going to drop Leia home and then go to Tatooine to try and continue his watching over Luke or figure out what was happening? Obviously Leia's dad is going to Tatooine, so there's a chance the kids could both be on Tatooine, especially if maybe Luke's going to go to Tatooine to hand over Leia. It doesn't mean Luke and Leia ever have to meet. But it's just, I'm so intrigued with what's going to happen in the final episode. Obviously the ship they're on is still being tracked by Vader's forces in the Empire, so that's still a thing. They don't have a hyperdrive and they're being tracked, but I loved this episode in so many ways. Fantastic. I just feel my brain is boggled with how much I loved this, that I don't know how much of an in-depth review this has been, but it was a phenomenal episode. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.